Hello, everybody. So good to be here. My name is Salma Jafri, and you are on TubeBuddy's YouTube channel, and we're in a live stream all about how to sell using YouTube. I promise you the session is going to be jam-packed with information. I've got an amazing presentation ready for you. But before we get started, I just want you to say a quick hello in the chat, and also let me know if you want to use YouTube to sell your products or services. If so, type yes in the comments below and we will get started. So lots of people joining in. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. And thank you, TubeBuddy, for having me. Thank you, Andrew, for moderating the chat. Guys, we will have a Q&A. Hopefully, we'll have some time for that by the end of this session. So you can always put your questions in the link in the Google form, which is in the description. We'll get to that at the end. Meanwhile, would love to stay connected with you and chat in the actual chat as well. So there's that. And I'm going to be talking about a three-step process that is going to take you from people watching your videos to people wanting to work with you. If that sounds good to you, type yes in the chat. If you have something to sell, maybe you're a graphic designer, you sell your design services, or you're a video editor, you sell your editing services, any kind of product or service that you have to sell, type yes in the chat below so that I can see and connect with you. Great. We've got Harrison Ford. Thank you. Excellent. Fantastic status coming in. Susie Valentine Realtor. Yes. Leo Lewis. Yes. Jim Allen. Yes. Beverly. Yes. Excellent. The softer side. Yes. All right, guys. So I'm not going to waste any time at all, and I'm going to get started. Andrew, just let me know if everything is good with the audio video side of things. And I think it should be because people can hear me. So we will get started with this presentation. So today, guys, I'm going to be talking about the three-step process that takes people from watching your video to actually wanting to work with you. So we're going to be discussing something very, very specific and something very useful that's going to allow you to run a business and earn an income from YouTube. So if you're excited about that, keep typing those yeses in the comments, and I'm going to keep getting excited watching your comments coming in. So who am I? I have a YouTube channel and I host a show called Be the Media. I am YouTube certified. I am a YouTube marketing coach, consultant, and speaker. And I'm also a contributor at Entrepreneur Magazine. You can check out my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Salma Jafri. So that's the place where you need to go if you need to get to know more about my work and follow more about just personal branding with YouTube, because that's really what I talk about: how to build your brand on YouTube, how to get clients, and how to earn an income, how to run a business. So we want to talk about how to take people from watching your videos on YouTube to actually wanting to work with you. So let's talk about what could be the psychology behind taking people from just watching your videos to actually working with you, right? So think about what is happening on the back end here. You are building trust by creating videos, right? And especially if you're creating regular videos or weekly videos or like more than once a week or whatever, right? So your audience is getting to know you. And the more they get to know you, guess what happens? They start to trust you. And when people start to trust you, guess what happens when they need somebody to work on something which is exactly aligned with the kind of product or service that you offer? They think about you to work with, right? Let's say I need a photographer, and I follow some photographer on YouTube, and they live in my area, and I love their work. When the time comes for me to want to hire a photographer, that's the person I'm going to think of immediately, right? And so this strategy that I'm going to talk about, it works for whatever products or services you want to sell. So I have clients who are in all sorts of different types of niches, and they sell all sorts of different types of products and services. For example, executive coaching services, or one of my clients is a happiness consultant. She sells her happiness consulting coaching. I have a client who is in the job search category, which I'm going to show you some examples of, and he's selling his coaching on how to get a better job. I have have clients who are like marriage counselors and therapists, and they're selling their services, health and nutrition coaching. So really there is no limit, there is no boundary, there is literally nothing stopping you. So from selling, even if you don't have a niche right now and you're still figuring things out and you don't quite know what you want to sell, you can still gain a ton of value from this video. Even if you don't have a product, even if you don't have a service right now, keep watching, because I'm going to show you some ninja tactics that are going to help you to develop the foundation for whenever you do want to use YouTube for business, and you don't necessarily have to rely on AdSense, but you can sell your own products and services through YouTube. Okay, so I have for you here, let's see. I told you this is going to work for just about any kind of niche in the service industry. Also works for product. It also works for e-commerce. It also works if you are a solopreneur, if you are a personal brand, if you are an entrepreneur, you have a startup perhaps, or you're a freelancer, or you are a corporate brand. The strategies are foundational. Okay, so this works no matter what kind of business you're in, and it works because of how YouTube is structured. So let's talk about that a little bit. So the 3-step process that works on YouTube is attract, convert, and offer. And so obviously we're going to be talking about attract first. Okay, so let's get into how can you attract people to your YouTube channel, because that's where it all starts from. If you're not visible, obviously nobody's buying from you, right? So you absolutely need that first step. So in order to get the first step done, which is to attract people, you have to create a video that solves a problem, okay? So this is where we are at right now. You have to create a video that solves a problem. I want you to type attract in the chat if you want to attract potential customers to your YouTube channel, okay? If you want to use YouTube to attract people who may eventually buy from you, people who are going to love you, people who are going to become your fans, then type attract in the chat, okay? Because that is the first step in visibility. You cannot sell to anybody who doesn't know you yet, right? So you've got to attract. I see a whole bunch of attracts coming in. Andrew is saying, I want that ideal audience. Yes, yes, yes. That is where it all starts from. So let me tell you how you can use YouTube to attract exactly the right and relevant and targeted people to come to your YouTube channel. Okay, and I'm going to use one of my clients as an example here, guys, okay? So you want to create a video that solves a problem. Now, this is my client who just published his video yesterday. It's got 72 views just a few hours ago. And I think this screenshot has 11 subscribers, but he's got some more since then. Now, remember, this is his first ever video on YouTube. This is his first ever YouTube channel. How did he get 72 views in 9 hours? He does not have any other social media presence. No Facebook group or page or Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn or website or email or anything at all, right? This is his first time on YouTube and in fact in all of social media. And the answer to that is because he created a video solving a problem. Because remember, YouTube is a search engine and people are looking for solutions to their problems all the time. So when you create an optimized video, which is a video specially made to solve a particular problem, then you get views. Simple, right? So he is targeting obviously people who are looking for better jobs. And so he's talking about big cover letter mistakes in his video, right? And if you look over here, he's targeting a term which is searched for 3,600 times a month, right up here on top with the circle. 3,600 times a month, people are typing in Dear Hiring Manager, which is typically how people start cover letters. So he made a video on what greetings not to use when you are making your cover letter, right? So what have we learned from this? We've learned that you make videos that people search for. If you want more information on how to do keyword research and also how to use TubeBuddy to do keyword research to make videos that solve people's problems, I have an entire playlist on it. Search video SEO on my YouTube channel and you find all the videos on how to rank your video on YouTube, and how to get the right keywords and how to do your keyword strategy and all of that stuff going on. So guys, I want to hear from you. Are you currently making videos that attract people? Are you making videos that solve problems? Hey, good to see you, Daniel, in the chat. Deacon Tech, hi. Ikarot, hi. Who else is here? Just want to say hi to everybody in the chat. Yes, Andrew's saying, yes. Okay, awesome. Okay, my wife and I are marriage coaches. How to, yes, definitely. You can use YouTube to definitely attract people by making videos that solve a problem. Absolutely. Despite what you're saying, I sure am. I'm teaching people how to build, upgrade, install PCs and components, software and all. Excellent. Then you can absolutely use YouTube to sell more of your services. Definitely. Dude stated is saying, yes, we make problem solving videos. Excellent. Brave Star is saying, my kind of videos are gaming and I don't normally aim to solve someone's problem unless it's a game problem, which is rare for me. Yes, so maybe that could be a niche that's so unexplored and maybe you could make a name for yourself in that. Never know unless you try. Right? Yes, Andrew, be the answer to a searchable question. Excellent, guys. Okay, who's ready to move on to step 2? And before we move on to step 2, I just want to encapsulate what you want to get from step 1, which is when you create videos that solve problems, you attract a relevant, targeted audience. And that is really the key. I mean, for example, you could have hundreds and thousands of videos that can come and watch a funny prank video, right? But that audience may or may not want to become your customer in the future, right? But if you make a video that solves a particular problem, then the likelihood of that person wanting to work with you in the future is just 10 times more, 100 times more, because what you're doing is you're creating videos that solve problems, so you're attracting a relevant, targeted audience. So my client who got 72 views and lots of comments and engagement and subscribers happening, some of those people are going to be watching very closely. Can this person help me get a better job? And if they like that advice and they get value out of that advice, they would want to hire him or her, in whichever case, to work with them if they're looking for a coach to help them in something like that. So by creating videos that solve a problem, you are not only top of mind, but you are also attracting a relevant audience. You're not attracting everybody, but you're attracting a subset of people who are more likely to want to work with you in the future. Right? So that is really the basic thing that you have to do right in the beginning if you want to use YouTube to sell. All right, so since this was a 3-step process, let's move on to step number 2, which is convert. Now, I want to know in the comments, do you want to use YouTube to convert your audience into email subscribers? Not just YouTube subscribers, but email subscribers. If yes, type convert in the chat below or on the side, wherever your chat is. So if you want to use YouTube to convert people from being on the YouTube platform to signing up with you on email, type convert. Yes, Susie is saying, I have a husband and wife that both found my video on a house, both commenting and said they will contact me soon after they qualify. There you go, Susie. Excellent, excellent. Yes, convert. I know I should convert, but still working on what to offer. I'm glad you brought that up, Andrew, because I think that could be like a future video topic, which would be probably very relevant to this one. But we will do a little bit of talking about how you can convert, okay? All right, guys. So everybody is in with conversion. So let me take you to the next step of how to actually convert. So how you convert people from just watching your YouTube videos to actually getting on email with you is you develop a freebie that helps them navigate the next step. And you didn't think I'm going to just leave you out in the cold without some specific examples now, did you? So example number one is again from my client who I just mentioned. So at the bottom of his description, he says, download the magic cover letter, quick start guide, and template. So now people who are interested in writing better cover letters have found his video, and then now those people know what to do next. Oh, hey, there's a quick start guide and a template I can use to quickly write my cover letter. I mean, just think about the genius of that, right? Just think about the genius of that for 1 second, right? People have a problem. Of the video solves a part of that problem. And then in the description, you give people something for free that takes them to solve the next step of the problem. That gives them some more information of what to do next. So people looking for a job type in, I don't know how to write a cover letter. They find his video and then he says, well, get my quick start guide and my template, right? Who would say no to that, especially if they want to get a better job, right? So it's a logical next step. So the conversion secret is that you've got to give people something for free, something simple, something quick that they can use for free in exchange for their email address. Dude is saying, yes, added value. Creative Savants is saying convert. Mayfield is saying, yes, I'm making videos to help people with a problem. Wow, that's a fantastic idea. Yes, yes, guys, it's so simple. It's logical. It takes people from one step to the next, to the next, to the next, right? However, be careful with that. He is then becoming a one-time resource, which makes them coming back. I'm going to address that, Andrew, in just a bit. Remind me of your question. It's an excellent question, and I do want to address it. Okay, so, all right. So let's move on to another example that I wanted to show you real quick about how to convert. This is from my own YouTube video. So I have a video on how to talk to the camera. And the freebie that I have is download my pre-camera routine checklist. So it took me maybe 20 minutes to write it down, all the things I do before I film a YouTube video, right? So the trick really here is that your freebie must be relevant to the video, right? If the freebie is not relevant to the video, people are not going to click on it. They're not going to get on your email list. They're not going to download it, and they're not going to go to the next step. So your freebie absolutely must be relevant to the video. Now, here's the good news. You don't have to develop a freebie for every single video, because I know that was the question coming up next, right? Everyone's like, well, oh my God, that sounds like a lot of work, right? So what I typically recommend that you do is that you create one freebie per playlist. So if I have a if I have a playlist on, let's say, camera confidence, right? Every time I talk about camera confidence, I can direct people to my pre-camera routine checklist. So it took me 20 minutes to develop that checklist. And then every time I make a video on anything relating to confidence on camera, I can promote that particular freebie. So I'm not making freebies all the time, but I do have a freebie for every video. So what I do is I make freebies according to playlists. Okay, if you're not making playlists, you should be making playlists of your videos, grouping your videos together into different playlists. Okay. All right. I want to just quickly remind you guys, questions. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. Put them in the Google form that is in the description below. And that's where we'll get to them, hopefully by the end of this. I do have a lot of information to cover. Okay. How to get watch time in art videos. That's a fantastic idea. Just checking if there's anything. How to get freebies. Okay, we will cover that in some of it. We're covering in today's session. Okay. So I just want to give you guys some more examples. Okay, so let's move ahead and let's talk about how you can actually get freebies and how you can actually make freebies. Okay, so this is my landing page, or let's just call it a page. Okay, let's not put any technical terms on it. So it's simply a page on my website, salmajafri.com/camera confidence. And when you go here, you just put your first name and your email, and you get to download this pre-camera routine checklist. And I'm using a free service called MailChimp to do this. It is absolutely free for the first 2,000 subscribers. There are other services as well which are also free, like MailerLite, and you can get started, and you can even do this if you don't have a website, because I know that was going to be your next question, like, how do I do this, Salma, if I don't have a website? Well, you can go to MailChimp, and you can actually just create your entire freebie inside MailChimp, right? And then you can just put that link in the description of your YouTube videos. Super, super simple, and everybody can do it. No excuses. If you can make a video, you can make a freebie with some steps, some really quick tips, some hacks, a quick template to put together, whatever you're talking about in a video. I typically recommend my clients to not spend more than 30 minutes making a freebie. One page and done. Like one and done. Like that's how simple it needs to be. It just needs to show people the next step. That is it. That is the only purpose of having a freebie. Now, the other thing that you might be wondering about is that, well, what about my past videos and stuff? And so I just want to quickly give you a couple of resources. First off, if you go to my channel and search email list, you're going to find some videos that are going to give you more information on how to create freebies and how to get leads from YouTube to your YouTube channel. So those are some more in-depth videos you can watch on this topic. And at the end of this live stream, I'm going to give you another link where you can go to get some more information, some more in-depth information that I may not be able to cover just in the live stream itself. Okay, now I want to talk about what if you have a bunch of videos already made and out and published, and you just want to add a freebie now, starting today, to all of those videos. Well, that's where TubeBuddy really, really comes in and helps out enormously. And I'm going to quickly take you through a tutorial on how to use TubeBuddy to quickly add freebie links to your past videos that you have already created. Okay, so step one is you need the star license, first of all, for this, and you go to your analytics, your YouTube studio, and go to videos on the left hand side, and then go to bulk bulk updates, and then click on that, and that's going to take you to the next screen, which is bulk find and replace. Okay, and from here what you want to do is, from the drop down menu, you want to basically choose add text at the beginning of the description. So this is what I like to do, but you can add text somewhere else. And yes, you do need the star license for this, as Andrew is mentioning in the chat. It does require a star license, and there's that link for a free trial to get an upgrade as well. So go ahead and try this out and maybe add a freebie and just get that conversion going and get people on your email list using this. Okay, so let me take you through the rest of the steps here. So once you choose to insert something at the beginning of your description, then the next step is, okay, what's the text to insert? So for example, you could say, download my free template, and then give a link. If I was doing this again, I would put HTTP before the link just to make sure it's a clickable link. But in any case, right now I've written salmajafri.com/subscribe, right? So that's the link. So you can put a link to your freebie here, tell people to download it, and give it a name, right? I've just written my free template, but you can give it a nice fancy name, right? And then TubeBuddy asks you what videos you would like to search for the text. So you can choose from all of these options. In this example, I chose a playlist that I want to add all of this text to. And this playlist just has one video in it, which is about LinkedIn. So I was like, okay, as a test, let's do this one. So I chose this one, and I just said, okay, fine, done. And then the next step was... The next step was yes, just confirming you want to prepend the text, download my free template, salmajafri.com/subscribe to the beginning of the descriptions of the one video that you selected. Yes, do it. and then all you have to do is say yes, and then it does it, and it's done successfully. Like, it's super, super simple, guys. Like, no excuse for not being able to do this. And then when you click on the actual video, then there's the link that was added to the video description. Super easy, and you can do this bulk update for multiple videos inside a playlist, specific videos, whichever videos that you want to update, whichever are the relevant videos for that link to go into. So the reason that you want to do this is because email freebies work because of the rule of reciprocity. Okay, let's talk about this for just a quick hot second, okay? What is the rule of reciprocity? So this is a rule in psychology, which basically means that if you are giving something, then people like to give in return to you as well. Okay, so if you give people something of value, which is what a freebie is, it's something of value that you give to people, they're more than happy to give you their email address in exchange for that. Okay, so it's a give and take situation, or a give and give situation rather, not a give and take, but it's a mutual relationship where you're telling people, look, I have something for you, and they're like, sure, we're happy to give you our email address for this. And I got this idea from a book on psychology. It's actually called wait, I have it over here. Influence, okay. That's the name of the book, Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion. And they have like 6 rules of persuasion, and reciprocity is one of them. And it's one of the best ones because it totally works. If you give something of value, people are happy to give you their email address. Okay, now, alrighty, I hope you guys are enjoying what I'm presenting today so far, and it is valuable information to you. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Actually, put the questions in the Google form so we can get to them right at the end, but yes. Okay, so let's get to our third and final step in this process, which is your offer. There we go. So we did attract, and the way you attract people is by making videos that solve a problem. We did convert, and the way you convert people is by giving them a freebie, which is the next logical step to the video that they just watched. Now they're on your email list. So what do? What next? Like, now's the time to make an offer. And here's where people get really, really confused, and they're like, well, I don't know what to offer. I don't know how to sell. I'm not a salesperson. I don't, know how to make an offer. And I make it very simple. Simply invite people to work with you. It's as simple as that. Right? So step 3 is make an offer, and how you do that is you invite people to work with you. Let me give you some examples of how I do it. So this is one of the emails that I sent recently to my email subscribers, and I said, hey, I'm looking for 10 online entrepreneurs who want to start and grow their YouTube channel from 0 to 10K subscribers. If that's you, click I'm ready and apply. If you're a good fit, we'll get on a call together and knock out the program details. This would be perfect for you if you're an online business owner who wants to make educational videos, can commit 4 hours a week starting from May 27th, which was I think day before yesterday when this program actually started, and that's it. Now, does that sound difficult for you to do? Like a simple email, and I only send this email out like once a month, or maybe once in 6 weeks or so. So it's not spammy, it's not salesy, I'm not bombarding anyone with, hey, buy from me, or anything like that. I'm simply inviting them to come and work with me if they so want to. That's it. It's that simple, right? And so what happens? So for example, I send this email out to about 2,000 people, which is not even my whole list, by the way, just 2,000 people, and 529 people opened it. 66 people clicked on it. So just imagine that, right? Imagine that 66 people want to work with you after you send out an invitation like that, right? So 66 people actually applied to work with me just based on this one email. Now, I would love to know from you guys in the comments, type in offer if you want to sell using YouTube. If you think that this is something that you would like to try. Okay, type in offer in the comments below, right? If you are a service-based business, if you have a product, you have an e-commerce site, whatever you want to sell. If you want to sell something through YouTube, type in offer. The softer side, Blogging Big, Jim Allen, Creative Savants, Izad, Daniel Batal, excellent offer, but I wouldn't know what to mail them and how much. Excellent, Josephine. I'm coming to that. I'm definitely coming to that. Stay tuned. And I definitely have something for you guys, which is going to dive deeper into all of these points that I've just talked about as well. Give us more structure. You've been nurturing them, so it's not just one email. Yes, yes, and we're going to talk about that, Yoga Bliss dance. Very good point. It's one email that is inviting them to work with me, but the rest of the emails are not work related, right? They are pure value, and that's the difference. When you say nurturing them, you're using a very specific term. I like that, but that is how you build trust with your email audience. You nurture, and I think I'm at this point right now, so I might as well answer Andrew's question here as well, which was, if I remember correctly, Andrew, you were asking that's just you taking people off the YouTube platform, sending them to your email list, and that's it. They never come back and they never watch your videos. Now, here's where things get interesting, right? So when people get on your email list, the number one question most business people have is like, what do I email them? Like, what do I send them every day or every week? Or how frequently should I stay in touch with my subscribers? And here's the fun part. When you're making YouTube videos, that is not a worry at all, because all you have to do is send them your latest video. So if you're making a video every week, you stay in touch with them every week. If you're doing it twice a week, maybe you could bundle 2 videos together and send it to them once a week, right? Or maybe you could just send them something that is okay, my question is, what are you doing to not just become a one-time resource and get people to come back to your YouTube channel, right? So from email, they're going to come back to watch your YouTube channel again and again and again. They're going to keep coming back to watch your YouTube videos. And that is actually, and I was going to come to this much later on in the presentation. You guys just jumped me on that. But really, what I was going to say is that that's an excellent way to drive the initial views on your YouTube videos. That's what I do. Every time I have a video that comes out, within the first hour or so, I'll email my list and tell them I have a new video out, right? Same thing for all the social media networks as well. But you would want to email them so that that initial view velocity, right? You guys know what I'm talking about, view velocity on YouTube, that the initial number of views you get within the first 24 hours, right? You can jumpstart that by emailing your subscribers. And the reason you have their email is because of YouTube. It's full circle, right? You come full circle. So you use YouTube to build your email list, then you use your email list to drive traffic back to your YouTube videos. It's beautiful when it works, and it builds so much trust because it allows you to stay connected with your audience and constantly give value. And obviously, if people want to unsubscribe, they can do that as well if they're not interested. So oh, excuse me. Its sore throat is acting up just a little bit today. Chantal is saying, is live streaming the best way to start on YouTube? Not necessarily. I would say start by creating videos that solve a problem, because you can tap into the power of search and get traffic, that people that don't know you yet. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Yes. So just going through your comments here. Josephine, oh, okay, like that. Yes, yes. Okay, let me get back to my presentation because I still have a bit of important information to cover that's going to clarify some more questions for you guys. So let's just get into, where were we exactly? Right here. Okay, so step 3 was make an offer. And when you make an offer, you're simply keeping your promise to be helpful, your promise to provide information, your promise to let people know that you can help them even more if they want to get your paid services, right? So you're already giving free value through your YouTube videos. So no complaints there. Nobody's complaining, oh, but you're charging so much, or oh, you're only charging and you have nothing for free, right? You're constantly giving value through your free content, through your free YouTube videos. And if somebody's not ready for your paid products, then that's fine. They can still stay in touch with you. So that's really the beauty of how all of this works. And when they're ready, they can come and buy from you. Now, I want to talk about 3 myths that derail this process. Now, these 3 myths are basically things in your head that tell you, no, I can't do that. If that's you right now, say me in the comments. Are you thinking, oh, but I can do this because of this, or I can do this because of that? Okay, type in me in the chat if that is you right now. If you are telling yourself something negative, like I can do this because XYZ, whatever that might be, type in me in the comments. And don't worry, I'm going to help you through that, okay? Wags with Mags, me. All right, that's honest. Thank you so much. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let me clear up some of these myths. Okay, so if you're thinking this will not work for me, one of the reasons you might be thinking that is, well, I need a large channel to make sales. Okay, if that's what you're thinking, let me break that myth for you right now. Okay, you do not need a large channel to make sales. You might be shocked if I tell you this, but channels that are, let's say, 200,000 subscribers strong can make a 5-figure monthly income or a 6-figure annual income, right? But would you, I don't know if you're going to believe me or not, because I've seen this like with my own eyes, but channels that are much smaller, let's say 5,000, 8,000 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers even, less than 10,000 subscribers are making sales using this method. Okay, the reason for that is, and this is really the crux of it, is because they're not attracting a large audience, but they are attracting a relevant, targeted audience. They're not attracting hordes of people. They're not attracting the masses, right? Because they're a small channel. They still have a lot of growth to do. But what they are doing is attracting exactly the people who may work with them in the future. So all of it boils down to what number 1 was, which was to make videos that solve a specific problem. When you do that, you only attract people who are interested in solving that problem, and you don't attract everybody else, which means you may not have a large channel, but you will be able to make a lot of sales because that audience is going to be more aligned with you. Exactly. Pinpoint target. Exactly. Right? Playworthy saying makes complete sense. Yes. Thank you for being really honest. You are so welcome. And with that, I'm going to go to myth number 2, which I often see. So myth number 1 was you need a large channel to make sales. And myth number 2, you need a huge email list. Now, this is something you might be telling yourself, well, I don't have 2,000 subscribers like you, Salma, or 5,000 like you, or, thousands. I don't even have 100 subscribers right now. So how is this going to work for me, right? Very valid question. So let's talk about it. Okay. Now, the first thing you need to do in this process is to develop your freebie. Okay. You're not going to have an email list if you don't have a freebie. Okay, so I do have some videos about that. So if you go to my channel and look up email list, I do have some tips on how to develop freebies for YouTube. And also you can join my Facebook group where we talk a lot more about this kind of stuff and I can answer your questions even more. So I put the link to my Facebook group in the description as well. Don't go right now, but after this live stream is over, then come and join. Okay, so we can discuss how to make a freebie and how to make great freebies, and I have some more videos coming up on that. But the first step is really to make a really relevant and quick freebie. So if you don't have an email list, get to work today building an email list. It just 20 to 30 minutes to make one simple freebie. I don't even hire a graphic designer for a freebie. Like literally, I go to Word or Google Docs, type in a couple of points. Okay, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Like, okay, what's my pre-camera routine checklist? What are all the things I do before I get on camera, right? Write them all down in a Word document. Then I'll save as a PDF. Like, literally, that's all I do. I save as a PDF, and then I'll put it as a download. And that's all. And people give me their email address to get that checklist, because it's just easier to go through a checklist when you're thinking about how to prep for camera presence, right? Rather than having to rewatch a video over and over again. So a freebie can just be something really convenient that you can offer to your audience. So if you don't have a large email list, then you basically just need to start to develop your freebie today and get like your first couple of subscribers, your first 100 subscribers and start building your email list. Okay. And then the third myth is you need to have something to sell. And I think somebody said this in the chat earlier, that if you don't have something to sell, then will this still be useful? And my answer to that, and you might have guessed it already, but yes, absolutely, it's going to be useful. Even if you have nothing to sell right now, this is still useful to do. And here's why, right? Let me get into exactly why this is useful. So the reason it's useful is because by the time you have something to sell, you want to have an audience that is invested in you, right? So that's why you're making YouTube videos, right? To build your audience. So as you make YouTube videos and as you build your audience, why not invite them on email with you where you stay connected with each other even more, right? So you can use all of these tactics to build an audience so that when you decide to have a product or service, or when you're ready to start selling, or when you decide that, okay, now I have the time to actually sit down and decide what I'm going to sell, guess what? You already have an email list. You already have an audience that knows you, likes you, trusts you, and is ready to buy from you, right? So you can put all of these steps in place even if you don't currently have a product or a service to sell, because building an audience should be an all-time activity, right? It shouldn't just be when you need to sell something, right? You should always be building your audience. So that is something you can do all the time. Okay, now what I want to leave you guys with is my YouTube Masterclass. So remember, I promised you in the beginning that there's a place to get more detail on all of this stuff. So if you want more info, just go to salmajafri.com/subscribe. And yes, the link is also in the description below. So you can go there, subscribe, and get a free masterclass about 30 minutes. And I take you through a deep dive into a process for how to start a YouTube channel from scratch, how to get views, how to get subscribers, how to get them on your email list, all of the stuff that I talked about, and that is in the description as well. And if you guys have questions and you've put them in the Google form, then Andrew, I will just head over to the form and then see if we can do a Q&A and see if anybody has more detailed questions that they want answers to, and we can absolutely do that. So just give me 1 second, guys, while I access that. Meanwhile, make sure that you are subscribed to the TubeBuddy channel. Make sure that you are subscribed to my channel if you're interested in learning more about how to grow your brand and your business using YouTube, because I've got a ton of more resources on this topic for you. So that is absolutely happening. And I'm just going to make sure that I can access all your questions in just a bit. It's not showing up for me yet, but just give it another couple of seconds and it should show up hopefully. But yeah, okay. So let's go through some of these here. This is Vame Kadim, channel name Creative Savants. Okay, your YouTube question is, I have one question. How can we offer writing services related to article and copywriting? Okay, excellent question. So let's talk about that. So you have writing services. Can you guys see me okay? I'm getting a slight delay on over here. Okay. Nick, Mr. 400K, how are you? Congratulations. We need to have a party. I need to have some confetti going on here for you. Congratulations, really well deserved. I hope you guys are following Nick. I mean, I'm sure I don't even need to say that, but I hope you guys are following Nick and you're following TubeBuddy. Amazing channels, amazing information, amazing person as well. Yes. Yes, there is a slight lag right now. I am seeing that. Yes, absolutely. Okay, I really want to answer the question that came in, which was about how can I sell my writing services? So creative savants, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a piece of paper and I want you to take a pen and I want you to write down 10 questions that people would ask you or ask a freelance writer, right? So if you're offering writing services or copywriting services, what are the questions people would ask before they decide to hire a copywriter, right? How do you do SEO writing? Or how do you write articles for a website, or whatever the questions are, right? You want to make sure that you write down those 10 questions and then make videos answering those 10 questions. And that is how you start, by making videos that solve a particular issue. Okay, so I hope I answered your question. Let me know in the chat if that answers it. All right, Hero Stars Comedy is asking, now that I'm a small YouTuber, how do I get to know what my audience wants to watch? Great question. So you'll have to experiment in the beginning, but I do have a great video on how to identify trending topics. If you go to my channel and look up niches, just type that in and you'll be able to see how to find niches that are growing or that are evergreen and that you can make videos on for a new channel. So that should help you out. Again, let me know in the comments below if that is something that is going to help you. Okay, and the next question is, this is the last one, I think. Lily Tree is asking, what would you suggest your offer be instead of work with me if you have a product, not a service? So very simple. You can do a trial of a product. You can say, like, for example, TubeBuddy does, hey, get a free upgrade or start with a free trial, or can we give you a free demo here, right? So that's something that you can do if you have a product instead of a service. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. Remember, the replay is going to be up right after this. And also make sure that you click on the links in the description if you want to join me either on my YouTube channel or on my Facebook group. Be sure you're subscribed to the TubeBuddy channel. And I want to give a quick shout out to everybody who's watching, everybody who tuned in, everybody who commented, and everybody who asked questions. If you have more questions, put them in the comments and I will come back and see if I can answer some more in the comments section. Yes. Okay, awesome. So that is it for me for today. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Enjoy YouTubing, you YouTube rock stars, and we'll catch you on the flip side in hopefully a next live stream. Bye from me for today.